What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to talk to you about SoundHound. I want to go over some of the data points, break it down on what the hell is happening, and go over everything else you need to know. But first, make sure to hit that thumbs up. And with that, let's get right to it. So SoundHound is down 11%, 892 the low, 985 the high. So as far as today, it's a bloodbath out there. Broader market is pulling back. So Dow is down 1.5, S&P 1.43, NASDAQ down 1.23%. So it's just crazy out there. And again, a lot of that is stemming from Tariff Tuesday. So the whole tariffs, we have yet to see either Canada or Mexico officially retaliate yet. I think everyone is just waiting for that in some capacity on what that is going to really look like. And then as a byproduct, what is the states going to retaliate against retaliations? Because Trump already stated that if anything is done on their end, he's going to pretty much double down. So things could get very, very interesting. But in SoundHound's case, it's getting hit a little bit more. And the reasoning is that they dropped something that the market hates to see. And so no official news. So news came out February the 27th. That was the last news. But they did put this out early this morning. So notification that annual report will be submitted late. So we did have their earnings last week, which in my opinion were fairly kick-ass. But the market hates anything late, and it kind of comes off as not sketchy, but that's what the market does instantly assume, is that, hey, the company's actually not having all their crap together and might be some skeletons in the closet that the accounting firm might not necessarily kind of comply with. Or there's a lot of different kind of explanations, or it could just be straight up delayed, kind of disputes on what is the fair value on something. Of course, SoundHound did indicate that because of the price at the time, their actual GAAP earnings per share was significantly different. And so I think in general, that is maybe one thing that could be causing the delay. But nonetheless, though, it does state that they are going to have it submitted by, I believe it is March the 18th. Couple days after the midway throughout the day, or midway through the month. So it's kind of a couple weeks delayed, nothing really crazy. If it does get extended past that, then I feel like that would be more of a cause for concern, but just 2 weeks isn't all that crazy if you ask me. So that is what is causing SoundHound to be hit a little bit more than the broader market. Even looking at a lot of my watch list, I know it probably is very small, but SoundHound by far is getting hit the worst out of every stock out there. So let me know your general thoughts on that. The only other thing that I wanted to bring up was this. So they are at another conference, which I think in general is good. It'd be nice. We didn't really get that impression, or at least I didn't get that impression from the Q4 earnings, that a lot of these are resulting in new deals. A lot, like basically everything that they announced with exception of the energy company, was known. So again, I feel like this is something that they need to let investors know, that is like they're getting a good utility out of, not just showcasing their technology at all these places but not really getting customers, if that kind of makes sense. So let me know your viewpoint on that. Aside from that, not really much. It's just piggybacking off the broader market. You do have shorts increasing 722,000 shares today. 29.29% of the free float is being shorted. Works out to be 103.37 million shares overall being shorted. Looking here, so you don't really have that spike that what's been happening in the past, where shorts just double down, kill any like momentum that SoundHound might have, and then they ease off. That didn't happen. So they're just increasing and not really doing anything as far as returning right now. So something to kind of consider. So again, they're increasing 722,000 shares today. Looking at the options, 2.02 million in calls, 2.3 million in puts. 48% of all the options being done today are optimistic in nature. So a little bit low on the volume front from options as well as even common stock. So big money is not really buying the dip. So I'm going to go over that in a second, but these are all the trend or the options, the bullish options for today. So there's a consensus for it to be above roughly 1150 to 12, and then the bears are anticipating for it to be sub 8. So a little bit more blood is anticipated. Like I mentioned, these are all the transactions occurring on the secondary market above $100,000. So you're not really seeing that level of buying that you would assume with it in the 8s or 9s right now. So it is what it is. I think there's just a lot of grayness associated to the tariffs, and people are unsure, like, what does this truly mean? Obviously, the whole consensus about the Q1 GDP growth being negative is concerning, but is this just a momentary blip? There's a lot of unanswered questions that people have. And what does that mean if Canada and Mexico do retaliate, or if they don't retaliate? What is kind of the circumstances? So there's just, like I said, a lot of grayness right now. With at $9.19, it is trading right above this S1, so 887 is going to be that next strong support, and in general kind of bounce off of that low. So 892 was the low, so we know that's kind of a good support level. Flip side, 1197 is that next strong target. Bulls are anticipating for it to recover to there. In my opinion, I think that is very premature to even start talking about any sort of recovery, let alone like a 30% recovery from here. I just don't see that feasible. But again, there's a lot of different things stuck in limbo, especially about the whole Ukraine war. That could get hopefully some clarity from that. Tariffs, there's just a lot of stuff that is happening, and right now, like I said, just like one single stock, actually no, it just went red right now, but not a single stock on my watch list is green whatsoever. And as far as this goes, so I'll give you a quick overview. So it's been a couple days since I've gone over this. So there was that $26 price target that was given by H.C. Wainwright. Aside from that, nothing really new. So it'd be good if, let's say, some more ratings did come in, but I feel like more news has to come out from the company itself operationally to really validate any ratings. So right now, the consensus $15.80 is that price target, and that does represent a 73.25% upside. On the actual chart, the only thing to really bring up right now is that 200-day moving average, and that is $8.19. So that is going to be that strong support. So that's the 200-day moving average. And so right now it's just going to be stuck in limbo between that 100 and 200-day moving average, and it is well below the ALMA. Stochastic RSI, because of the recent kind of recovery from their earnings, you have the stochastic RSI rather neutral, not really overbought anymore. So most likely over the next couple days that will reset as well, but still it doesn't mean all that much unless the company itself, or on a larger standpoint, they put out some actual news to justify SoundHound moving higher. So I think it's just an unfortunate circumstance. Like, their earnings were very, very good, but ultimately you can't defy the broader market, and there's a hell of a lot of fear. So let me know your viewpoint on, for instance, this. So their notification of late filing, do you think that this is a concern, or do you think that this is just nothing really crazy to worry about? So let me know your general thoughts. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. One final thing, pop over to my Patreon. I give buy signals on stocks, options, and crypto. Many of them have been absolutely on point and bangers. Definitely worthwhile to pop over there and take a look. With all that, appreciate all of you watching.